Search for Chaos Emerald. Hello, all of my sleepy bears. My name is Chronically Blue, and welcome back to your regularly scheduled Chronically Blueness. That's right. Now that we have finished the Hollow Week and it is officially the end of October, it is now back to the regular programs, such as Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon, and of course, tomorrow is going to be Goodbye Volcano High. You really think I would forget about all y'all? No, I would never do that. Now, wait the absolute last minute because I was trying to hand out candy to kids and only 5 showed up in the course of 3 hours. That I would do. Yeah, so we got quite a bit of candy and no kids showed up. Like five total. And that hurt my heart. But we have some neighbors down the street, so we just put some candy in bags for them and gave it to them for their kids. So at least it doesn't all go to, you know, me. Just a little something to help. What we are doing currently is we are going and trying to find not all, but most of the Cocos that have the skill points before we do anything else, so that we can, 1, find all the circular Cocos, as if we haven't done that already. 2, unlock all the attacks, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be something important. And 3, just so that's one less thing that's going to show up on the map that we have to worry about. And again, I'm still not sure if I'm going to attack the Guardians or not. That is up in the air. If I do, it will definitely be done as Sonic because he makes it easy. As for Amy, Tails, and Knuckles, they're not exactly the fighting type. Tails is all around. And if you don't believe me, look at Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2008 for the Wii. They clarified Tails is all around. And Amy has speed for some reason. But, you know, whatever. It's neither here nor there. But thankfully, I can say with a happy heart that we will actually be finished with Amy. At least from what I'm aware of. But I do have something that I want to inform all of you all of, as well as I will mention it in the Goodbye Volcano High episode as well. Since we are getting close to the end of one of the 2 games, and we know that Sonic 06 is definitely going to be next, which I know I brought it multiple times, if you go to the community tab, you can actually vote on what game you want me to play once I finish Goodbye Volcano High. There are 3 options. One is Dark Cloud, which is an action role-playing game for the PS2, which is very unique. I like it. It's not bad. The second one is Spyro 3, because we haven't finished that trilogy yet. And then once we do, then I'll be able to be open up to doing the Crash trilogy, because those are about the only 2 that we got on the PS4. We got everything else on the PS3. But these 2 are locked to the PS4. And, you know, the other platforms as well. And the other option is having me do a 100% Let's Play of Super Mario Sunshine, which I've never done before. I am very well aware of how Super Mario Sunshine works. I have played it multiple times. I don't think I've ever beaten it. And I don't believe I've ever gotten all the blue coins or all the shines. And so I think it could be a fun little challenge. And it's mostly because once we do that, then we get to do Super Mario Galaxy, which is going to absolutely be a fantastic game. I will not need a guide for that. Maybe for the green stars, if that. But I'm very confident in my ability of Super Mario Galaxy. But to get there, we have to do Super Mario Sunshine first, because that's just the chronological order of the games. As well as I'm very well aware that we have a bunch of Paper Mario games coming out to the Switch, which is going to be fantastic, considering I've beaten none of them. Right now, we can do Paper Mario on the N64, and then Thousand Year Door is getting a remake, as well as Super Mario RPG is getting a remake, and lots of fun stuff. I cannot tell you how much fun stuff there is that is going on. But as of right now, I'm just focusing on the games that I currently have and not games that I want. So that's just pretty much the basis of everything as of right now. Got some more Seeds of Defense. That'll be very helpful if Amy gets attacked by a gust of wind. And that's not me commenting on her as a female. That is me commenting as Sonic sidekicks. Because, sweet goodness, grain of rice could decimate Tails and knock Knuckles out of the wind. So, just putting that out there. They are not strong at all. Okay, so we talked to another one. We got some more skill points, which we are going to use in order to help fulfill all of Amy's skills that are necessary for some reason. But again, I have no idea how far into this DLC that we are in. We've definitely done quite a bit. A lot more than I ever expected. I thought it would only be like maybe 4 parts, if that. But the fact that it's going on to double digits, I'm just like, whoa. What have I gotten myself into? This is not at all what I had planned. I initially thought that this would be like a little small DLC thing where like, oh, it wouldn't be that much. You know, you get to play as different characters a little bit, and then that's it. And then I'd be able to already have Sonic 06 going by this point. That's not at all what happened, as you can obviously tell. This is a very big update. And I'm not mad about it. I'm very pleasantly surprised. It just kind of messes up my mental schedule if I wanted everything to go. But, yeah, these things, they happen. You can't let small things bother you. It even helps to try to not let big things bother you, which I know is difficult for people, but when you do a customer service job, you will very soon learn those skills. Or you will learn how to do other stuff and involve other skills that may or may not get you in trouble. But I learned to keep my mouth shut and let it roll off my back, which I had severe issues doing when I was growing up. But now that I have those skills, I'm like, you know what? I got this. I can just not let stuff bother me. Like if I misplace a charger or something, I'm like, it'll show up eventually. No biggie. It'll probably show up by the time I get a new one, but these things, they happen. And that is a mechanism. I wouldn't really call it a coping mechanism, but it is something that has genuinely helped people. If you just say it is what it is, you know, these things, they happen. It definitely helps because you're like, you know what? I don't have any control over this, and that's okay. This is not for me to control. These things, they happen. It is what it is. And stressing about it doesn't do anything. I know just saying that probably takes you to your... Oh, okay, bye, Amy. Reminds you of having talked to their parents or even friends where they're just like, you know, why are you stressing about it? Like, it doesn't do anything. It's like, yes, I know that. But we think that we can do stuff and stress about it to try to find a solution or think of every other place where it could be this, that, and the other, but it doesn't. So it is not worth the energy to stress over it. You just gotta be like, you know what? It's whatever. It'll show up. It'll get fixed. Something will happen, and there's nothing I can do. Which sounds only applicable to metaphorical situations, but is also very applicable to many adult situations as well. It's like, oh, I have to do the dishes, but I forgot. It is what it is. I'll go ahead and do them now, or I'll take a nap and do them later. Either way, they will get done, and I'll be the one doing them. Another example would be if you are just forgot to make a payment to a bill or something, or your car, or something like that. And it's like, hey, it sucks, but I've done everything I can. I can't go back in time, so I just gotta acknowledge, yep, I missed a payment. I will pay the late fee, and that will be it. That is going to be where the end is, and that's it. It just kind of accepting the fact that you cannot go back in time. You cannot change what you did. You can change what you do in the future, but you cannot rewind time to make things simpler and easier for you. That's just not possible. So just acknowledging that what has happened, and knowing that the only thing you can do is prepare yourself for the future, that's all you can do. And that took me a really, really, really long time to figure out. Definitely past high school amount of time. So, just saying. I've been out of high school for a little bit now. So, the fact that I'm just now learning this is not that great. So, if I can bestow this wisdom onto you, I hope that it goes to the right people that need to hear it at this point in time. No, Amy, come on. It's just the weird camera angle that's making it very difficult for this area here. But if we just do that, then that also works. Plus, again, with the glide, it allows us to just ignore most of the platforming, which is very helpful. And again, because these are skill point Kocos and not the map Kocos, they do not reveal the map, they just give us skill points so we can finish getting all the skills. And as I would like to remind you, getting all the skills doesn't do anything as of this point in time. If it does something in the future, I don't know because I haven't gotten there yet. Funny how that works. But I did not get some magical achievement for going and getting all of Amy's skills unlocked. But here we have a bit of a pathway, and it looks like we can make that, but we can't, unfortunately. But we can go up here. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're not gonna make that. Oh well, actually, there we go. There's that pessimism coming in. But yeah, these things, they happen. You can't change stuff. Like, I could very easily go through and re-record my audio for like every single video I've ever done ever. There's no point in that, though. Like, yeah, sure, I could try to be a little bit better, more commentating on the game, but if you're playing a puzzle game and all you have is you playing a puzzle game, you can only go so far, you know what I mean? Like here, yeah, I did some stuff, I did some humming attacks in order to reveal the purple squares, but we've seen that multiple times. So, again, the reason why I start to tell stories and such and little anecdotes is because there's not a lot to say. We've been all over this island once already, so we're just going over it again. And we're just finding the Kocos to get skill points so we can finish the game. So then I can never see this game ever again, which would be very glorious. And I don't mean glorious as in Rock Dog. I mean like genuinely glorious. I don't know if I've talked about that. So one of my favorite movies is Rock Dog, and it's from like this little independent developer team. And they got Kenan Thompson to voice one of the sidekicks, and it is really good. It's a really good movie. They pay attention to detail a lot. There's genuine funny slapstick, and it's a story of a dog that, you know, has to learn kung fu to defend his herd of sheep from the wolves, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to play guitar, and that's it. That's about as much as I can say without spoiling, but there's genuinely funny moments, and the continuity is definitely there. So just the amount of effort that they put into this one little movie was so great that I got hooked on it. They made a sequel. I watched it, and they changed the voice actor of the main character, which I was like, I guess I'll get used to this. And eventually you do. You do get used to it. Alright, back to my story. The reason why I said glorious is because at the end of the movie, the main character, Bodhi, sings a song called Glorious, and it is just the complete opposite direction of what you expect the final song to be. Like, he goes through the movie listening and being inspired by rock music, and his song in the end is, how do I put this? It's like Diet Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind. Like it is very like it's more folk than rock. Like that's the best way to put it. It is very much folk, which, you know, makes sense because he's in like a village, but, you know, seemed kind of weird that he was going on about rock and then it's just folk music. So you're just like, okay, I think I get it. But in the second movie, it is definitely more rock oriented, and he's trying to team up with a pop star, which, you know, very, very accurate to a bunch of the washed up rock and roll artists. So, you know, I totally get that. It's genuinely good. I have the third movie. I have not seen it yet, but I have it. I would like to watch it at some point in time, and I will let you know my thoughts on that as well. Speaking of movies that I should see and haven't, I still have not seen the Ratchet & Clank movie or the Uncharted movie. Go ahead, and attack me in the comments, that is a-okay. I'd be more than happy to take that textual abuse. But I was talking with one of my coworkers today, and something happened that was like, I don't know, Margot. And I immediately knew that it was from a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's a dumb Christmas movie, but it's tradition that we watch it every year, so, you just kind of have, like, certain parts memorized to the core, and some parts always sneak up on you. But the little scene is where an icicle shoots out through a drain pipe and through the neighbor's window. And it melts, of course, because, it's ice and a hot house now. And the two side characters, they say, "Why is the carpet wet, Todd?" "I don't know, Margot." And that's just, it's beautiful. I love it. It is my favorite line. Not of all time, but definitely my favorite line of that movie. And so whenever something happens and I just genuinely have no idea why it happens, like, I don't know, Margot. If you've ever seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest watching it. But be warned, it is rated PG-13. It came out in the 90s or the 80s, one of the two. So, thankfully, nothing too horrible is said. I want to say it mostly passes the PC test today. That's what I want to say. Again, I have not sat there with a clipboard and paid attention to every single line. I've just watched it a lot of times. I think it's good. There is some slight infidelity jokes, but they're just jokes and hallucinations. Nothing actually occurs. So, I don't know. It doesn't go too far. But it's just a very nice movie. Now, if you want a movie that is going to definitely make you just fully realize, oh wow, what is this? It would definitely be It's a Wonderful Life, as well as A Christmas Story. I know, A Christmas Story, people have talked about it to death, but hear me out here. It took me 3 tries of watching it to finally finish it, and once I did, I appreciated it. I know it's very boring. I know it is very dull. I know it is very slow. But if you can just force yourself to sit down and watch it, just go and get through it, just make as many comments as you want, but once you just got to get to the end. Once you get to the end, that's when you realize the reason for watching in the first place. As for It's a Wonderful Life, that just became a tradition between my dad and I, where we just started watching It's a Wonderful Life, and it's good. There's one quotable line that is still, like, very much ingrained in my brain, which is, do you know how long it takes the working man to save up $5,000? And that just, no matter what year you watch that movie, no matter what position you are in, no matter what you have gone through or what you have done, that line hits home. You just sit there and be like, yeah, that is true. It takes the working person a lot of time to save up $5,000. And it doesn't really matter what kind of financial situation you're in. Everyone can relate to that. Unless, you're the 1%, which, I don't know if you can still relate to that, but if you can, awesome. But for most of us, for the 99% of people that can relate to that, we're just like, yeah, I know. Also, there's a little bit of violence with children, which, always a plus in my book. That's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke. But there is children violence and some bleeding, just so you know, in case you've never seen it before. Those aren't major spoilers, I'm just letting you know in advance. There's a big difference between trigger warnings and spoilers. Okay, and we finally have Amy's final skill, which is the card spin boost. Which, I don't know why we have that and the spin dash, but cool, I guess. It's nice to have both. Again, as you can see, no trophies come up, there's nothing of the sort, And with us getting all those, they are now all gone. So now we can go and try to get the Chaos Mode and, oh, I don't know, move ahead with the story. Like we've been wanting to do for a very, 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 very long time. Because sweet goodness, we are so good at meandering and just not going the right way. I just, it's just a feeling in me. It's like, I've already done so much, I might as well finish it. You know what I mean? It's not like painting with a toothpick and then getting handed a brush. It's like doing like five squares of a Sudoku puzzle, and you're just like, you know what, this is very challenging, but I've already done so much, I might as well finish it because I can do it. I know I can. That is exactly what it's like. You're just like, you know what, I can do it. I know I can, so I must. Or I'll just lose sleep at night.
This is what Sonic was suffering from. Handling the Coco is affecting me the same way. Well, too bad. They need me. I won't give up.
Hey kid, focus. We aren't done yet.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just... this was my big moment to prove myself. But I don't think I can do it.
Then ask for help. Heck, even Sonic asked us to pick up his slack this time. What do you need me to do?
I think our opponent has repurposed the constructs to bolster the distortion's defensive measures. In other words, keep smashing things, and I can start accessing cyberspace again.
I like the direct approach. You can count on me.
So now we're playing as Tails? Nope, Knuckles. Well, now that we have gone through and more or less done everything with Amy, it's time to go and start doing everything with Knuckles. And yes, that means starting with the Knuckles Coco. And we are actually going to do that first and foremost before we do anything else, which thankfully does not take a long time. But again, we have gotten a good majority of Knuckles' skills as already through, so it shouldn't be as much of a bog as it was for Amy. Then again, I've been surprised by this game multiple times, especially with this DLC, so who knows? I don't. But as you can see, all of our Coco that we've collected with Knuckles has indeed been saved, so we can very easily go and talk to the Elder Coco or the Master Coco in order to get the ring and speed fully leveled up, so that way it's a little bit easier to travel. And as for everything else, we can just wait for another rainfall in order to get the seeds of attack and seeds of defense that we need in order to continue. Now, with what we currently have, because Knuckles has max rings, he does not lose altitude while gliding, which very, very helpful for this part here. But if you do not have that skill unlocked, don't worry, you can keep trying again and again. Ready to go, Knuckles. Look at that, we have so much of the map uncovered now, and we even uncovered a Chaos Emerald. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all Friday. Goodbye, all my sleepy bears.